Could we be going on a little bit of a win streak? What is up, Finn fans? Miami Dolphins, week 11 in MetLife, taking on those New York, even though they're not in New York, they're in New Jersey, Jets. Again, real quick, I will be at this game. I'm going to be at the MetLife takeover, so if any of you guys want to meet up, say hi, take pictures, all that jazz, let me know. I'll be at the MetLife takeover. You can come over, say what's up. I think Steven from Miami Sports Music is doing a live broadcast from there. Probably going to stop by there, say what's up, do my little thing. So I'll be there. I think we'll probably get there at around 11, hang out for about 2 hours, go in, watch the game, and then hopefully celebrate a win, get home, do the post-game video. I'm probably going to be out much later. Just so you guys know, maybe 8 o'clock-ish will be the post-game video because I got to drive my father home, I got to drive home and then record it and everything. But I will be at this game, so if you are heading to the Dolphins-Jets game for the MetLife TakeOver, hope to see you. But we're going to be talking about this game. I brought in two of my guys in Jets Central and Jets 24/7, Jets Talk 24/7. I had to record it two separate times, so what I did is I asked them the same question, and I'm going to edit it together so you get the same answer from each of them. So it'll be pretty cool. So let's jump into that, and then I'm going to get into the injuries, the 5 things, and my prediction and comment of the day. So let's hear what Jets Central, Ian from Jets Central, and what Jets Talk 24/7 had to say. You guys can see I got the man, the myth, the legend, Ian from Jets Central. Hey, bud, how you doing?
Doug, what's up, man?
One, if not the best Jets talk out there. Got my guy Jets Talk 24/7. How are you doing? We were chatting a little bit before I hit the record button. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging out. I've been watching my Jets. It's a little upsetting because things are like really high one week. We're riding this awesome wave, and then like total blowout the next week. So I'm on this roller coaster of emotions, and I don't know how to express myself.
How are you feeling about your team and this season?
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, we're 2-7. It's not looking pretty good from a win-loss category, but I will say this: rookie head coach, rookie OC, rookie quarterback Zach Wilson for the majority of the season so far. We're a young rebuilding team. We have a lot of young players. We have a ton of injuries all over the place with Marcus May, Carl Lawson, Vinny Curry, Lamar. I mean, I could sit here for like an hour and talk about just the injuries alone, but 2-7 is definitely disappointing. I mean, going into the season, I felt like the floor was kind of 4 wins. The ceiling was maybe 6 wins. But to see this team regress is a major issue. It's a major red flag for me personally.
You guys beat the Titans, you guys beat the Bengals, and then all of a sudden, I said this in my picks video. I was like, you guys got the worst part of the Bills because you should have got played them before they played Jacksonville.
Dude, I when I saw Buffalo lose to the Steelers, I was like, oh, Miami's gonna get thumped week 2. And it happened. And then when Buffalo lost to the Jags, I was like, oh no, like it's gonna happen again.
It was bad. They were mad. They were real mad.
That was an angry team. That was
I bet you when you guys beat the Titans, you were like, all right, we got something going here.
Oh, dude, 100%. I mean, that win came in week 4. I was looking at that game like, oh, Zach Wilson's coming out party. He was firing the ball deep. Corey Davis emerged. Keelan Cole emerged. Everything was going well. And, at the time, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I thought the Titans would be this good. But I mean, looking back on it, it's like, how did we even pull that off?
Yeah.
But it's super unfortunate because, week 5 rolls around. We take on the Falcons in London and we just fall apart. It's the same issues that were plaguing this team early in the season.
Talking about Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco starting for you guys on Sunday. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about Zach Wilson, his development and everything going into this season?
So kind of a mixed bag of emotions with starting Joe Flacco. Obviously, I mean, the Jets have started we've had so many quarterbacks play this year, from Wilson, Mike White, Johnson, and now we're over to Flacco. And it for whatever reason, it just really seems like this Jets organization, Joe Douglas included, the GM, they just have an affinity for Flacco. I mean, they signed him last year with Gase. They tried to sign him again this offseason. He picked Philadelphia. And Joe Douglas said, you know what, we're just going to trade for you. We're going to give up a 6th-round pick and go add Joe Flacco back to this team. But as far as this week is concerned, I like it. I honestly do. I think right now, and we talked about this before in the pre-show meeting, the Dolphins, they do blitz a lot. They give you a lot of complicated looks on the defense side of the football with Flores. They still have talent. It's not like this. Yeah, they're 3-7, but it's not like this Dolphins team is, a joke, some bottom 3 team in the league, and it's just talent deprived. I think if you put a Mike White in that situation, we might see some similar struggles where similar things happen, like the Bills game. And then as far as Zach Wilson is concerned, he's not 100% healthy. And my take has always been, if you're rookie quarterback, 2nd overall pick, a guy who isn't the biggest, a guy who isn't really playing behind the best offensive line of football, and a guy who frankly has had a pretty speckled past as far as injuries are concerned going back to college, don't even risk it. Don't risk it. Let's just get Flacco out there. I mean, if the team decided to go with Mike White, I would understand it. I wouldn't really have a problem with it. But I mean, for me, I think the Jets are not only just doing this for long-term benefit, but short-term as well.
So I think it makes sense to start Joe Flacco to an extent. There's a lot of benefits to it. It's frustrating as hell for Jet fans, though, because there's the fan base is kind of going crazy. They want to start Mike White because he's the young guy. He's the one that could be on the team in the future. Flacco is just kind of this backup quarterback, flash in the pan this year, not really going to lead us to a whole lot. Or people want Wilson to start because they think he's healthy enough to start. And there's a few things kind of going on. I do think the Jets are trying to protect Zach a little bit. There's no reason to put him out there. Your defense looked filthy against Jacksonville, or not Jacksonville, Baltimore last week. So I think that they're trying to protect him from going against that type of an attack fresh off an injury. You come back in next week on the road with the Texans, and I think that's a little bit easier of a task coming back. You don't have to worry about the boo birds in the stands if you start throwing an interception. There's a lot of confusion and a lot of frustration because you want to see a little bit more Mike White too. I mean, it's Wilson's team. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. But I do think there was a little bit of a Carson Wentz, Nick Foles kind of thing going on because the fan base, some of the guys in the locker room, they were chanting Mike White. I'm like, oh man, that probably doesn't feel great for Zach Wilson. And it's just sort of this weird dynamic. But it's Zach's talent and his arm strength is why he was taken number 2 overall. And I think having LaFleur up in the booth is a totally different offense too. It just seems like White has performed well, and then Johnson comes in and performs well. So I think Wilson coming in probably has the same sort of benefit. Plus his personal quarterback coach, John Beck, is now on the sideline. So I think Wilson's in a better position now than he was at the beginning part of the season. I think sitting back and watching these games and seeing how the offense can operate, if he just kind of does the easy stuff and the take what the defense gives him. Yeah, I think that's important.
What would you say is the strength of your team? What is something the Dolphins should really look out for? Because this can wholeheartedly be a trap game for the Dolphins.
So it's weird. Our defense has been awful the last 4 weeks. They're kind of up and down. It's a young team, but we have a lot of injuries. We were playing well in the beginning part of the season, and then now we've just fallen apart. We've given up 175 points in 4 games and just really have not looked super competitive. So I think defensively, if our front 4 can get after Tua, I think that could be the strength of our team with Quinnen Williams and John Franklin Myers, those guys up front. Offensively, we're starting to get the ball in Michael Carter's hands a lot, and Elijah Moore. Those are the 2 guys that I would look at kind of in the screen game, the quick slant game. Michael Carter is a beast, dude. He's breaking a zillion tackles every time he gets hit. He's just plowing forward. So I would say our running backs out of the backfield and our sort of screen short game with Elijah Moore and Jamison Crowder.
So I would say young playmakers on offense, guys like Elijah Moore and Michael Carter specifically, it really seems like Mike LaFleur has, the Jets OC has done a great job in the last couple of weeks getting those guys the football and letting them work with the football in their hands, if that makes sense. It's not so much down the field explosive plays. It's more so screens or, just little bubble stuff, getting these guys the football and letting them work in open space. Michael Carter is a really, really good back. I mean, that was a great find, middle round pick from North Carolina. 4th-round pick, and he comes in. Not only is he just the starting running back for this team, but it seems like he's the only viable weapon on this team. And it's crazy to say that because this roster is it consists of guys like Corey Davis, and we all know Corey Davis and Keelan Cole, time in Jacksonville, but it really seems like Michael Carter is the focal point of this offense. And for him to be a rookie, for him to look this good this early is it's encouraging for Jets fans for sure.
But looking at the game, what is your thoughts and what is your final prediction for this game?
I think maybe the Dolphins were at such a high last week on primetime TV. Maybe the 10 days before the game, you guys maybe we catch you sleeping a little bit. I think you can beat the lowly Jets after we got thumped by Buffalo. I think the defense is going to come out a little bit angry after that embarrassment. They had a players only meeting, so I think maybe there's a little bit of fire this week. So maybe we catch you sleeping. Maybe the Jets wind up winning. I think it is close. I don't know what the spread is, but I think it's within a touchdown.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are giving 2.5. I don't think it's much. Both Dolphins have one more win than you guys, and it's only because you guys had a bye and we haven't yet. So
yeah,
it's pretty close. But thank you so much for coming on, bud. I greatly appreciate giving me the insight on your team. Where can my guys find you so they can get some more news and notes from the Jets?
If you like paying attention to the division rival, Jets Talk 24/7. I do live streams Mondays and Tuesdays, and I do post-game reactions and just videos throughout the week. So if you want to stay up on Jet news and your division rival, you know where to find me.
I do feel like this Jets offense will look alive under Flacco. I think he brings that veteran presence. I think he's going to hold guys accountable. The only thing I am worried about is blitzes. Blitzes, especially through the right side of the interior of the offensive line. Center Connor McGovern, right guard Greg Van Roten, 2 liabilities, especially in pass pro. I mean, I feel like these guys are getting beat on a week-to-week basis. If Miami, Brian Flores, defensive guy, if they can scheme up stuff to where they are blowing by these guys, Joe Flacco obviously is not Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, anything like that. He's not Tua. He can't really move around that well. So that is my real only, my main concern there. Defensively, I actually feel pretty good about, limiting the deep ball. Just if you look at Salah's scheme, it just doesn't really, that's kind of the main idea. It's the main focus. Just don't get beat over the top, keep everything in front of you. Tua doesn't really push the ball. I believe they're 29th or 28th in yards per play. So I really feel like if we just lock down Mike Gesicki and, keep an eye on Jalen Waddle, especially in the screen game, make sure he doesn't take, a 2-yard catch, turn it into a 40-yard reception, I think we'll be okay. But as far as Flacco and this offense is concerned, I think it will actually look better than it has, in the past couple of weeks.
Definitely. I think regardless of how our teams are playing, I think this is going to be a good game. I'm very interested to see it live. But Ian, thank you so much for giving me the time and stopping by. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah. So on YouTube at Jet Central, on Twitter, Instagram. And by the way, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Definitely, but so I'll have you on in 2 more weeks when we play again?
A couple weeks.
Blast having them on. I always try to get more than one of the opposing teams on. So it's nice to hear from them, and we're gonna play them again in 2 weeks? 2-3 weeks. So you'll hear from them again. So let's jump into the injury report. And looking at the Miami Dolphins, they're a little banged up. Their bye week isn't for, like I said, another 2 weeks, which is going to probably come at a good time if they can pull off these next 3 wins. We have Elijah Campbell did not participate. Brandon Jones was limited. Andrew Van Ginkel limited. Christian Wilkins didn't participate, but then he was limited. So again, same thing with Elijah Campbell, limited. And then full practice from Jerome Baker, Jacoby Brissett, Robert Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, and then Adam Shaheen wasn't on the injury report. But again, I'm recording this Thursday night. You'll see it Friday, and we'll get a better decision while you guys are watching it today. But I'm hearing good things about Christian Wilkins, that he looks like he's good to go. And then looking at the Jets injury reports, kind of small. Nathan Shepard, limited. Elijah Vera Tucker, limited. And Zach Wilson, limited. But we already know that Zach Wilson isn't playing, and I will talk about that. So let's jump into the 5 things that the Miami Dolphins apparently is what I was going to say, Miami Dolphins need to do if they want to beat this New York Jets team. And the first thing is play the same defense you've been playing for the past 3 weeks. For some reason, the Miami Dolphins and Brian Flores and Boyer and just decided, you know what, it's about week 8. Let's start calling the right defense. Let's play the 2020 defense. Let's play top 10 NFL defense right now, because I think going 1-7 kind of really sucked, or going 1-6 kind of really sucked. Let's change it up a little bit. And they decided, so play that same defense. Play the same defense that held the Buffalo Bills to 3 points for 2.5 quarters. Play the same defense that completely shut down Tyrod Taylor, who's consistently been a nightmare for us, caused 5 turnovers, helped us beat the Houston Texans. And the same defense that shut down the Baltimore Ravens. And yes, they shut them down. I don't care what the refs gave them in points. Shut them down and help us beat the Ravens on national TV. Play that same defense, because you're going up against Joe Flacco. You're going up against a guy who's not as fast as Josh Allen, not as fast as Lamar Jackson. There's a reason, and if you heard from the 2 Jet YouTubers that I had on, there's a reason that Zach Wilson isn't playing and Mike White. They're going to get fused by this blitzing defense, so they put the veteran in there. The difference is the veteran's not quick enough to stop it. Play the same defense. The number 2 thing the Miami Dolphins need to do is they need to stop Carter. My friends that I brought on talked about him, both of them. They weren't in the same room. Their running back Carter is pretty good. He was the backup to, or not even backup, I think it was a 1-2 tandem with Javonte Williams. Got him in about the 5th round. Steal of a pick for them. He's playing really well, bouncing off tackles. You need to stop him. You need to make them a one-dimensional offense, and then you can really use that blitzing package. Stop the run. You did fantastic last week. Again, the Ravens are a very good running team, and you shut that down. Consistently do that and stop the run. Again, hopefully Christian Wilkins is healthy, because he's underappreciated for being a run-stopping defensive lineman for us. We need to stop the run. The number 3 thing, and I'm not even, it's the most unspecific title that's going to pop up. Offense. There was no offense against the Bills. There was no offense against the Texans. And there was no offense against the Ravens. But the defense won us the last 2 games. Where'd it go? We had 28 points against the Falcons. We put up 20 points against the Jaguars. You give this defense and the style they're playing 28 points or 20-plus points, you're going to win the game. If this defense was the same defense against the Atlanta Falcons, we would have beat the Atlanta Falcons. We would have beat the Jaguars. We would have beat the Raiders. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But give me some type of offense. Is it because of the wide receivers? Is it because of the quarterback? Is it because of the offensive line? Is it because of no run game? Yes, and probably yes. This defense is anemic. For some reason, like I said, they put points up against the Raiders. They put points up against the Jaguars. They put points up against the Falcons. Oh, Doug, that's because the Falcons suck. That's the only reason Tua Tagovailoa put 8 points up against the Falcons. Well, then why did Mac Jones only score 1 touchdown and 1 interception against the Falcons as the game's going on tonight? Put up the 28 points. March down the field. Please. Help your defense out. Don't have your defense consistently being on the field, and they're the ones that have to give you the points on the board. Can't rely on the defense consistently. You need to have complementary football on all facets, even special teams. And a lot of people are blaming Sanders for some of the losses because of the missed field goals. Sanders missed 1 field goal. Dog, I saw 3. 2 of them were blocked. One of them was a horrible block by the special teams, and the other one was blocked. The Bills game, go watch it. Smacked it with his hand. Need some offense. Can't be relying on the defense. Is it the OCs calling bad plays? Is it because the offensive line's too bad that plays can't develop? I don't know at this point, but you need some offense. The number 4 thing coincides with that number 3. We got to run the ball. Run the ball. For the love of God and everything holy on this earth, run the ball. Help Tua out. There was games, the Bills game, I think even the Falcons game, we had somewhat of a run game, and then they brought it back and they stopped. Run the ball. Consistently run the ball and just run the ball. And the last and final thing, and they did well with this last week. They didn't do well with it against the Texans. But the last and final thing that the Miami Dolphins have to do, no mistakes. They had some dumb penalties against the Ravens. The roughing the passer on Jerome Baker was roughing the passer. The roughing the passer on Javon Holland was not roughing the passer. The PI was a BS call. The whistle blow that gave him the touchdown because Eric Rowe stopped, BS. The refs were horrid against the Ravens. Absolutely horrid. Because we never got any roughing the passer call, and Tua got hit multiple times after he threw the ball. No mistakes, please. Stop making it long down and distances offensive line for holding and false starts and all this garbage. No mistakes, especially on the turnover side. Win the turnover battle. The fact that we beat the Texans after giving up so many turnovers is a miracle in itself. So my last and final thing is no mistakes. Let's play a clean football game. This is a New York Jets team that is just down and out right now. We should beat them. Going into my score prediction now, like I just said, the Jets are not great. And I was talking to Ian, like I was talking to Jets Talk 24/7. They have a right to not be great right now. They're in the year one of their rebuild. They're not doing great, but they beat some good teams in the Bengals and the Titans. Gives me hope that we can beat the Titans later on in the season. But I'm not talking about that. One game at a time, Doug. They're not good. They have given up so many points and yards on defense. So many points. You look at their last 4 games, 30-plus points. It's sometimes 40-plus points. This offense needs to score. This offense needs to play a lot. This offense needs to take chances down the field. The offensive line needs to give the quarterback and the wide receivers enough time to let these plays develop. Take advantage of this team. Take advantage of them being ranked 29th in rushing yards on defense. Take advantage of them being ranked 31st in passing yards, 32nd, and only 2 interceptions on defense. Giving up 19 rushing touchdowns, 32nd ranked on that. This defense on the Jets isn't good. So offense, like I said in the number 3 thing, you need to take advantage of this. You need to give points. You need to you just shut it down. Because if your defense is going to play like they did for the past 3 weeks, the offense needs to be complementary. You're playing up against a defense that gives a ton of yards and a ton of points up. And I swear, if it's like a 3-0 game at halftime, I'm going to be so mad in that stadium. Dolphins should win this game. If the defense plays like they did the last 3 weeks and the offense plays like they did against the Falcons, the Dolphins should win this game handedly. I'm predicting a 28-14 win, 2-touchdown win. Go home happy. Watch my, post-game video and then my vlog and all that stuff. They better win this one. Because you got the Panthers next week and Cam Newton looks like he's coming back and getting hot. If it was Sam Darnold, I would be happier with the next week's game, but one game at a time. Doug, stop doing that. Take this one. But comment below. If you're a Jets fan, am I being a little too overzealous? Am I looking past your defense a little bit too much? Comment below. And if you're a Dolphins fan, what did I miss? What are some of the things that the Dolphins need to do to beat this Jets team? And I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from J-Boy. And he says, comment of the day. How many games has Devontae Parker played versus been ruled out due to injuries? What's the ratio? Very good question. He also commented underneath that and said Fuller has missed 80% of this season with his career. What is his career availability as well yearly? I didn't look into Will Fuller's. I did look into Devontae Parker's. But if you guys remember, I went into the season and I made a video talking about things that worry me going into the 2021 season, or aspects of the team that need to step up. I don't remember what it was initially called. And I think I had wide receivers number 2. I had pass rush, I had linebackers, I had wide receivers, I had offensive line. I think I had running backs. All of those aspects, besides pass rush is getting better, have been struggling all year. And I got a lot of flack for wide receivers. Why do you have wide receivers on there, Doug? And the thing I always said in it was they have to stay healthy. If the wide receiver core can stay healthy, it is a dangerous wide receiver core with Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, Albert Wilson, Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle, and that's just your starters. You got some depth in Mac Hollins as well. Well, that being said, they can't stay healthy because Devontae Parker, injured. Preston Williams, inconsistent and injured. Will Fuller, injured. Albert Wilson finally showed up last week. So, it worries me. But back to your question. Ratio of Parker playing versus not playing. So he has played a total of 88 games in the NFL. He has missed 18 games. People think it's more. No, he's missed about 20. I think the exact percentage is 20.4 something percent, but I'll just round it to 20.4% of his games he's missed. That's roughly around an NFL wide receiver's career, give or take. Do I wish it was more? Yeah, of course. I wish it was 16 games all the way through. But yeah, he's only missed 18 games and he's played 88 out of his 5-6 year career with the Dolphins. Missed 20.4% of his games. It's not where I want it to be, and especially this year, he's only played 5 out of the 10 games. He's played half of the season, and now he's on IR, so he's probably not going to play another 2 weeks. So going to add that to there. But looking at the wide receiver core, I'm going to get ahead of myself, especially when it comes to videos I got planned. This wide receiver core is going to look completely different than it does next year. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I got a ton of videos planned for the offseason, but I'm just going to leave that little nugget on there. But other than that, guys, that is the video. You will not see me on here on Sunday. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to the game. I will be vlogging it, though, so I won't be live streaming. I'm going to enjoy my time with you guys and enjoy my time watching the game. I'm not going to be on my phone too much, but I'm going to vlog it. So I think Monday I'll release the video of the vlog. So if I see you guys and you want to be in it, I'll pull the camera out. We'll do it. If you want to take a picture, let me know. Share it. Tag me in it. All that good stuff. But I will be at the game Sunday with my father. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited. Hopefully we get a win. But other than that, guys, like usual, I'll see you Sunday night with the post-game video. Like I said, it's probably going to be out later. But other than that, guys, like usual, stay classy. I've been up.